Welcome to the table. I'm Kelly, and I'm here to tell you that you don't need to do an accent to do a great character voice. If you watch D&D actual play shows or listen to podcasts, you hear a lot of people doing accents, so you may think that in order to do a great character voice, then you need to do an accent. But that is absolutely not true. Doing an accent is just one tool in your character voice toolbox. The other tools you can use are the pitch of your voice, the speed at which you speak, how forcefully you speak, and a fourth category that are the extras sprinkled on top. Pitch is perhaps the most obvious and the easiest part of your voice to modulate. For DMs, if you have many NPCs in the same room talking to each other, it makes it really easy to distinguish them if their voices have different pitches. You may be tempted to just use the extremes of your pitch range, really high or really low, but our ear is very adept at picking up slight pitch changes, so even small differences in pitch can be enough to distinguish characters. We modulate the speed that we speak at all the time. In a panic situation or in anger, we might speak really fast, but if we're really mellow, we might just speak slower. And our characters should change the speed that they speak at depending on the situation as well. However, you can make a character choice to have them speak in the slower end of the spectrum, or the faster end, or somewhere in the middle. But please just don't make your character speak one word every... Don't be that person. Generally, slower speech is associated with more confidence, and fast speech is associated with nervousness. If you want your character to seem confident, then make sure that they take the time they need to say what they want to say. Whereas, if you want your character to come across as a bit more nervous, then maybe have them speak a little bit faster because they don't want to take up too much of anyone's time and they don't want to get in the way. How forcefully you speak generally means hitting those consonants harder or softer depending on what feels right for your character. Now, I don't recommend going quite that forceful unless you're going for a laugh, but making a conscious choice as to how softly or forcefully your character speaks can be another layer in defining their voice. And if you want to get a +5 on your next ability check, then maybe just hit that like button down below. But for real, it really helps me out and I really appreciate it. And now for the secret sauce. Just like Mama used to make. These are the extras that can give your voice a little more... Adding some gruffness or growl to your voice can add some toughness. But you don't always have to go full Batman. You can add growl to a low pitch voice or to a high pitch voice for a different effect. Now be careful, as this is quite harsh on your vocal cords, so make sure you have some tea on hand. If you stop breathing through your nose, then you could add a nasal quality to your voice. You can mix and match this with pitch and speed to get a low nasally voice, or a high quick talking nasally voice, or a high slow talking nasally voice. If you want your players to instantly hate an NPC, then you can give them this voice. You can also add a bit of a quiver to your voice. This has fairly limited uses if you're making a very nervous character, or if someone is very afraid in the moment. You can do this by flexing your arms and squeezing them in on your torso to make yourself shiver a bit. Adding breathiness to your voice is also a good way to differentiate a character. I automatically think of Arwen or Galadriel, but you don't always have to go quite that breathy. You can just add a little bit of breathiness to your voice by doing a long exhale while you speak. Now that you have some great NPC voices, why not use them in your next one-shot? And why not learn how to make your next one-shot actually a one-shot? You can check that out here. And hey, I appreciate you.